Hello, my name is Randy Rolf, and I'm an independent consultant with the Nikken company. And this is a showcase we do weekly to share our stories about Nikken and give you an overview. You've probably been introduced by a friendly person, and we wanted to give you an overview based on our experiences. This isn't a corporate presentation, but it's put together by independent consultants with Nikken. And I started Nikken over 20 years ago. It'll be 21 years in August, and I believe the products have really changed our lives. I didn't have any complaints. I was a nutritionist and a family counselor and did everything I knew to keep myself healthy and prevent problems, and it was all working. And but I always added anything that seemed like it was an addition to our lifestyle. And I learned from a naturopathic physician that I knew, was acquainted with through health fairs, and he said I should learn about Nikken. And I said, well, I kind of know what's out there, thanks very much. But he said, no, this is different. It's from Japan, and you probably don't know about it. And so he started telling me how Nikken had pioneered the exposure to natural magnetic fields. And that really got my attention because as a young lawyer, I had helped Indians and farmers fight the transmission line that they were putting through across their land that they called empty, but of course the farmers and Indians were there. And we learned about the dangers of electromagnetic pollution in our modern society. And that was 20 years ago. Since then, we've got Wi-Fi towers all over the place, and we're carrying cell phones, and we've got computers in front of our faces all the time. We're surrounded by alien energies. And so this company that had a way of bringing natural energy to our little micro environment in our home and around our bodies just seemed like the ultimate extra dimension to help with health. And when I started sharing it with others, it really helped people that did have serious stress problems, pain problems, mood problems, sleep problems. And what I noticed was I could run further without my muscles hurting. I could swim longer without getting tired. And my balance going up and down stairs, because I like to travel and climb cathedrals all over Europe, I didn't get tired and sore in my thighs when I was climbing stairs, and my balance was better. So with all those things, and dancing too, my balance improved. My husband was very pleased about that because I used to blame him for getting me off balance. So when I saw little things that could improve in my life that I didn't even think could be, I knew it could help anybody. And now I've helped so many people. And so it's an amazing discovery. I'm so glad you're watching. And I'm going to share a quick PowerPoint. I'll go through it pretty quickly, and whoever shared this webinar with you can go into it more detail. But this is a wonderful overview of what Nikken has to offer. So let me get my slideshow going here. So Nikken is truly a better way to a life of balance in health in all areas. And we focus on people, planet, and profit. It's a amazing company. And as a young lawyer, I did a lot of corporate work. And so when I first joined Nikken, I took a hard look at the company, and I was really impressed because multinational companies don't get a good rap. But Nikken is truly extraordinary. They've kind of broken the mold. It's a very strong, purpose-driven company, and really looks after its customers, consultants, and staff as well. So anyhow, the thing that our lifestyle is built around is the compounding effect of our daily choices and habits. And they determine everything in our lives: our income, our health, our relationships, our happiness, and our overall success. And if we're making poor daily choices, we can get depressed, we can get sore, sleep deprived, get into addictions, we need to make those small choices daily that make us reach our full potential. And humans being more is the motto of the company and has been from the very start. So Nikken's all about active wellness and collaborative entrepreneurship. And from the beginning, they've had a philosophy of building balance in 5 pillars of health: healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And when you think about it, if any one of these is weak, all of them start to suffer. And when I switched from law to family counseling and teaching nutrition, my potential for income went way down. And I didn't think there was a way that I would ever really get that strong income. But with Nikken, they look at everything. And I was putting health and healthy mind and family first and giving up on finances and being able to contribute money to my favorite causes. But with Nikken, you can do it all. So think about if there's any area, maybe you've got a fabulous job, but you have no time with your family. Or if you're a lawyer, maybe you're always in an adversarial situation where your mind gets a little cluttered. So think about that. It's an amazing philosophy. It means a lot. Modern life is filled with stress and physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and it's chronic. We think about cavemen, they had stress, but it wasn't chronic the way it is. If you could run away from a saber-toothed tiger. But our chronic stress, we don't have fight or flight. We just internalize it, and it builds up and it destroys our physical and mental health. And the number one stress today that people recognize is finances, and health is second. This is a diagram of the 4 basic ways of earning an income, and 95% of America is on the left side of this picture. We're either employees or self-employed, where we're selling our time for money, and we have no leverage. We can't really compound our efforts. Even when we're self-employed, we're the last ones to get paid, and we have to be on the job. On the right side, where only 5% of the population operate, they actually control 95% of the wealth. So if you want, you can get to that side of it by owning a business or investing your money, but you have to start with a lot of money to buy a franchise like McDonald's and most franchises, or have even more money to invest like Warren Buffett. But there are options now, and that is in the gig economy. A lot of people are choosing income sources to supplement their main source of income. And Uber shows how many people are adding income and controlling their time and being able to work from home, turning their car into a operational function, and it gives them more options for work-life balance. And the growth of Amazon shows that the digital world has changed the way we live. So there are many more opportunities for gigs. Those are short-term or temporary engagements or side engagements. And it makes a huge difference to have that kind of freedom. We believe Nikken is the ultimate gig. It can last a lifetime. It's even inheritable, but it's very easy to enter. Low cost of entry significantly reduces any risk that you're taking in starting your own home business. Easy to integrate into your life because it only takes 10 or 12 hours that you can do anytime. And Turnkey entrepreneur system, following a proven model of success and great leadership development. So what do? We are able to leverage and compound through the work of others, and they're all independent, but they're working together to help each other. It's an amazing system. So when you join Nikken, you get your own products, you share and promote, you invite people to be customers or join you as a partner in the business, and Nikken does all the heavy lifting and rewards you handsomely. body. So our what we have called the certified Nikken wellness home involves putting you in that healthy energy environment, as I said before. Truly amazing. Nikken has explored nutrition and sleep and air and water, all with that in mind of supporting the basic functions of the body with good energy, good input. And it actually is a cash flow engine. If you start to build your own wellness home, you'll notice that you'll want to get on the consumables with the skincare and the fantastic nutritionals. And as a nutritionist, I was so impressed that they were at the cutting edge of that too, and still based on building the good energy and all the functions of the body through the nutrition. And then upgrading from maybe a water bottle to our waterfall, or a cocoon sleep bag to a sleep system for a king-size bed, and then inviting additional users, relatives, and friends. You want them to know about this, and Nikken is always innovating. So I'm not going to go into the business in detail, but this is a diagram of our core circle of influence, our little business unit, where you have 5 customers that are solidly building their wellness home, and 3 people who are working with you as partners to share Nikken as a business. And we do it by collaborative entrepreneurship, introducing our new customers or potential consultants to mentors of our own, and so on. It really works beautifully. And the support is amazing. We have big events, we have monthly events, we have weekly events, we have webinars, recordings, and everybody wants to help everybody because everybody benefits. It's truly a wonderful process. We teaching 3 to reach 3 to reach 3 to reach 3. We're leveraging and compounding. So like this diagram out of nature, 1 seed, 1 apple seed can lead to literally millions of apples. And that's the way each of us operates in this world. We're infecting everybody. And with Nikken, we can have a huge impact. And this is a diagram of our whole business plan. And the people on the left are your partners. They each have 5 customers, and so you're affecting more and more people around the planet. We're in 20 countries, and up on the top is you. You're at the head of that organization, and your profits grow as you become more and more valuable in sharing Nikken. This is all the different ways that Nikken rewards us for sharing Nikken. It's truly amazing. And again, going back to the active wellness part, to our products, they really, really work. I mentioned stress. Sleep is an epidemic right now. We're having as many car accidents from sleep deprivation and sleep medications as we have from drinking under the influence or driving under the influence. Air and water pollution is serious. Most people realize they need to do something to clear the chemicals out of their air at home and at work, and coming in from outside. And the water, since Flint, Michigan, we're very aware of heavy metals and others in our, even medications and hormones in our water. Our children suffer the most, and that's unacceptable in the most developed country in the world. So we choose to be healthy by choice, not by chance. And it's all about keeping those 5 pillars in balance. Our 3 categories are nutrition and skincare. You can get on a monthly program that where you can change it every month and save a little money there. And environmentally, our leading product is our water systems, shower system, sport bottle, and waterfall that do everything to the water. Just take your tap water and does everything to it that nature does to clarify, purify, energize, alkaline, and mineralize the water. And then the core technology of Nikken for rest and relaxation, for sleep, for discomfort relief, and any kind of aches and daily soreness. All the products help with that because they literally help at the cellular and molecular level to relax the body and allow it to do what it does best. We have seats, we have pillows, we have comforters, we have amazing mattress topper, all with natural materials, no chemicals added, but fully fire retardant. Really amazing products. And the company started with the insoles, and they create the same energy as if you're walking through a field. And we know that we all go back to nature to get rid of stress. So let me stop the screen share here and invite our special guest, Carol Hackbardt, to share with us. Carol, are you there?
Oh, yes.
There she is.
Thank you.
There she is. Okay, so
Thank you, Ed.
yes, thank you. You're in Wisconsin, and thank you for joining us. I want to invite you to tell us what were you doing when you first heard about nutrition, Nikken, and what caught your attention?
Okay. Well, I am a retired United Methodist pastor, and I first heard about Nikken when I was a pastor, and I didn't pay too much attention to it. However, I was walking in the woods. We have beautiful, Door County is the Cape Cod of the Midwest. It's beautiful. And lots of water. We're on a peninsula, the Thumb, that goes out into Lake Michigan. And I was hiking in the woods, and it was the fall, and I tripped and went to stop myself running, but the leaves were all over, and I slipped, and I fell right on my left side and fractured, or had a hairline fracture in my upper humerus. And the bone healed really quickly, but I couldn't lift my arm to put my hair up, and it remained painful for 6 months. I went back, and the doctor said to me, "Well, Carol, I know that you're sore, but are you also weak?" And I said, "No, I'm strong, and I'm just hurt." And he said, "Well, let me just do a little muscle test on you." And when he did, I had no strength at all in that arm. I mean, I absolutely could not resist, even with pain. And he suspected a torn rotator cuff. And so he wanted me to get an MRI, which was going to be very expensive. And I decided to wait. And it just so happened that one of my parishioners' sons, Paul Calloway, who is a physical therapist in Wheaton, Illinois, was up in Door County for the weekend. And they had a campfire and invited me over. So I told him what was going on, and he did muscle testing and everything on me quickly. And he said, "Well, Carol, does it keep you up at night? Are you in pain?" And I said, "No, it's just when I try to lift my arm." So he said, "Well," he said, "you could get an MRI, and it may show that you have a little tear in your rotator cuff, but you're not going to do anything with it because you're not in enough pain to do surgery or something like that. And if you're open, I would recommend that you respectfully ask your doctor if you could have 6 weeks of physical therapy. And then instead of spending all that money on an MRI, if you invest in some of the technologies that I use with my clients, that I think you'll be just fine." So I did, and my doctor said, "Great." So I did exactly what he said. I did the physical therapy, and I applied he had me put the CM cream on and let it soak in, and then put little magnets all over my arm. And I'm fine. Everything healed great. So that was my first introduction to that. Since then, right now I'm dealing with I guess I got a Baker cyst in the back of my knee, and that is taking quite a while to heal, but I'm taking the joint, and I've been taking it all along, but I've increased the joint, and utilizing the CM cream and the Kinko Touch, the pulsating magnetic field. And I'm doing other things as well. I find that integrating Nikken in with everything that's going to make me healthy is good, like the physical therapy, and I did that. So I'm getting stronger and stronger with that. And I turned 70 on Easter Sunday. And a lot of things started happening that day. I started falling, doing stuff, and I thought, you know what, this is not going to be my future here. Forget it. We're changing it. And I'm determined that I'm going to be all back to normal, and I am. I'm getting better. So that's good. The other thing is that my mother, when I retired, she was in a care center, but I was able to be with her twice a day, basically. And she had dementia, but she was getting more confused and in quite a bit of pain. And so I brought her the Kinko seat, and she had the sleep pad on her bed. And she started taking the Vital Balance, and it has the MCTs in it. And everybody noticed how she just brightened up, and how, she was able to be interactive much more. And I never lost my mom. And so what I would say is that Nikken, for me, I've got the wellness home right away. And I don't know how much it's really prevented me from being not well, because it's part of my life, and I am strong and healthy, and very excited about all of that. And the business, Paul asked me if I wanted to be in the business, and I did not want to be in the business. But then he started telling me how the business is all about lifting people up, and how everybody works together, and it's all about nobody wins unless everybody wins. And I have just I thought, well, that's all in alignment with my calling, my spiritual calling, my calling in terms of helping people and building bridges of understanding and creating environments of well-being. It was all in alignment with who I am. And so I thought, well, I could use a little extra money, but I could also use an opportunity to really promote health and well-being, and in a way that was vital for me. So I chose to do that, and I've met all these people right here on this call. And Barbara, I remember Barbara when we were in San Antonio. I mean, she's just like this bubbling, wonderful person that was getting us all together for Mexican food and going and just bringing people in, and Randy's, just your whole grounding, and Dee met me in a snowstorm and in Milwaukee. That's where I met Dee. And so the people are just beautiful people. And my whole philosophy is, if you can't see God in all, you can't see God at all. And Nikken has only enhanced that, and has only showed me all the powerful ways that is true. So I'm really, really grateful. I'm grateful for the leadership that I get, for the inspiration that I get, that connects me with spirit, and allows me to really claim who I am, who I'm called to be, and share it in new ways. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Carol. Oh my gosh, you covered so many great points, and your story is wonderful. It truly is amazing what Nikken can do, and it means so much to so many of us to find a company that aligns, as you said, with our own grand vision of what we can do on this planet. And then to see this grand vision, and then to have these things we can hold in our hands that represent what we can do for people. Like you said, the Kinko Touch, which is the only non-medical pulsated handheld magnetics, and yet near the Philadelphia area, the University of Pennsylvania is doing studies on pulsed magnetic fields for depression and headaches, and Temple University, also in Philadelphia, has shown that the magnetics help actually thin the blood so that we're healthier. And it's just really exciting and I love it, having the big picture together with things you can just hand somebody and say, well, see what this does for you. And I love that Nikken calls their sleep system nature rest. It's about getting the rest that nature intends. So what's your favorite product right now, Carol?
I love them all. I mean, I would not live without my Vital Balance. That's a staple. And my sleep system has been, I've been working with some things that I've really needed extra sleep, and it just is great. And I said, I didn't know what I'd prevented, but actually I do know what I've prevented, because when my mother was in the nursing home, we don't get flu shots because it never really helped us. We usually got sick, and so we just don't get that. But my mother had all of the nutrients, and I had the nutrients, and people that got the flu shots all got the flu, and we never got the flu. And this year, people have had colds that last like for 3 months, or like sinus headaches and all kinds of things. And I have to say, I had a 16-year-old living with me for 5 months. And when I was in Milwaukee, she had been struggling with the cold, and I gave her the lactoferrin and the immunity and everything. But I caught it, and my package was supposed to have arrived earlier before we left, but it didn't get here, and we had to leave to get to Milwaukee on time. It was a 3-hour drive. And so I had a little bit with me. But anyway, I started getting the sore throat. And I was driving from her house, and I was just far enough not to go back and get that. So I went ahead, and anyway, I'm having a cold. And I didn't have my fortifications to really, douse myself to get over it. So I got this cold, but it only lasted for 8 days, because when I got home, I took the lactoferrin, and I took the immunity, and the J Greenzymes. Anyway, I got over in 8 days, and my friends, they're still working with it, and they had it before me. So it does prevent. It does. And when I just started getting a little bit of it the other night, I immediately took the extra fortifications, and it is gone, whereas other people suffer. So I know that. So I guess right now in this season, that is my favorite, because it clears things up, and I have strength and can see the world. But I love everything about it.
That's so cool. Yes. Everybody's very individual, so we don't make any medical claims or promises, but we all have had such wonderful experiences that way. And I love that word, fortification, that this nutritional system really fortifies us. And Nikken's nutritionals are unique. They're pharmaceutical grade, which means what's on the label is in every capsule. That isn't true with most things out there. And they also formulate them so there's a balance, because a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. And when I was consulting with health food stores, some people would come in saying, "Oh, I need more B2," and I said, "Well, you need all the Bs if you're short on B2, because if you get too much B2, then you'll be short of the B6 and the other things that work with it." And so Nikken's balanced all of their formulas, so you don't need extra expert opinion to use these. They're safe. They're based on whole foods, They have herbs and nutritionals added so that your body recognizes them as food. It doesn't treat them as medication or a chemical manipulation. And I love that about Nikken. My dad was a doctor, and he said, first trust nature, work with nature, not against her. So it's truly amazing, Nikken's approach. And thank you so much. And mentioning the KVB, I wanted to be sure and say that.
Oh, yeah, I should have just
Finest
said.
meal replacement, Kenzen Vital Balance. And if you start your day with that, it really, within a week or two, you lose any interest in refined carbs. And there's Barbara with her drink. And you really make better food choices because your brain is being nourished by those medium chain triglycerides, the MCTs you mentioned. So thank you very much for putting emphasis on that. And
You
the
know,
immunity and jade green enzymes are phenomenal when people start to get seasonal allergies and colds and flus and stuff. Go ahead.
you know, I just wanted to say, you know, when you ask for the favorite, for me, it's the favorite that infuses every single thing is the spirit and is the love. And I just feel like the people that are giving us leadership, my mentor that I am in communication with every week is Mike DiMuccio, and also Valerie Johnson. And I just feel like they're great spiritual teachers. I feel like they, that the spiritual depth since I've left ministry and since I've been connected with the understanding of how what we think and how we believe and is what we are attracting into our life. And it touches every part of my life. Well, the 5 pillars of health, the spirit and the love and the depth of spiritual understanding has affected my whole life. And if I get nothing else out of it, that I use every single day. But I do get so much more out of every part of it. So thank you.
Well, that's true. And one of the products is, as you said at the beginning, the people, and being part of a team that really wants to make the world a better place. I mean, that's where I get excited. I traveled as a child with my parents, and I'm like, people are the same all over. They want the same things, and we can build relationships and loving families around the world. That's my mission, and Nikken is a perfect vehicle for that. It's just so exciting. So we've run out of time, but thank you so much, Carol, for being our guest today, and all of you for joining. And every week we try to focus on a different person's story. So thank you all for being here. And I'm going to I'm going to go back to a couple of slides, actually, just to remind you to begin your own success story with Nikken now. And we invite you to get back with the person who sent you to this webinar and learn more about Nikken. And if you want to look at the partnering with us, go into that more detail. The deeper you look at Nikken, the better it gets. It's truly amazing. But just start with something: the insoles, the water bottle, the sleep system, the nutritionals, whatever is of most interest to you, and get your wellness home going. And then if you want to share it with others, which it becomes kind of hard not to, if you love people, become a part-time entrepreneur and even a full-time entrepreneur with us, and really explore the opportunities that Nikken can be for you. So thanks so much, and I'll stop the recording now.